This is Radio Free Cybertron with your host, Brian Kilby, featuring Chris, Don, Rob, Diecast, John, and Melvar. For the latest Transformer news, reviews, and more, visit tformers.com.
This is Radio Free Cybertron, episode 401. It's 401. That doesn't have quite the same ring to it.
Actually, it's an error message, isn't it?
Yeah, what error code is 401?
Oh, God, I'm going to have to look that up now. Code 401, which is unauthorized. I should have... Unauthorized, yeah.
That sounds like us.
Yeah.
Oh, so like if you need a password and you don't...
Ooh, 402. Payment required.
Oh.
Also sounds like us.
I know. Hey, so this is Radio Free Cybertron. I'm your host, Brian Kilby. With me, we have Melvar, Chris, Don, Diecast, and the Robs. Rob Clay and Rob Springer.
Junior Mafia.
Junior. What is Junior Mafia?
That's a old East Side rap slang.
Okay, I don't know that one.
That was Biggie's people, Junior Mafia.
Oh, okay. Biggie, can't you see?
And
sometimes George just hypnatized me.
It's really the best punctuation you can ask for.
I'm having flashbacks.
And I just love your flashy ways.
Right now I'm having flashbacks up to the drive.
What you guys don't realize...
Oh, yeah, Kim played that quite a bit.
What you guys don't realize is Don and XV have a classic hip-hop cover band.
I would pay to see that.
You know what? I think
he's hanging up.
I think we can play on. I think we have room to play on our page too.
Okay.
Oh, hey!
How dare you pick
Massey
me up?
attack.
That was
Hey,
early.
you know,
People listening. Massey just attacked Don.
No,
Like
I picked him up because he wanted to come up earlier, so I picked him up while we were on camera.
Have you learned nothing?
He didn't want me picked up.
That was the most gang thing I've seen ever, speaking of Junior Mafia. Hey, pick me up so I can punch you.
you know,
And he did.
on Twitter, Don commented recently how he'd gone 2 days without Massey attack. And someone replied that he better watch the show this week because Massey's obviously saving up for a big one.
Yeah.
And he got Wish.
So I hope you're watching live and joining us in the chat because right now Computron 2 is actually just retyping everything I say.
Awesome.
Interesting.
Transcription for the deaf.
Thank
Did
you.
you spell Junior Mafia right?
I don't know. But
And you know, I hope you are watching live, and I hope that you will continue watching live because we're going to have some awesome live coverage in February.
great point, XV. So yeah, Toy Fair 2015 takes place February. Actually, happens the week of February 14th, but we will have live coverage February 14th and 15th. Diecast, what days will you actually be at Toy Fair?
14th, 15th, and possibly the 16th.
So who are you currently lined up to talk to?
We're lined up to talk. Well, of course, Hasbro.
We love you,
on the
Hasbro.
14th, and that's Hasbro is honestly the best show of all of Toy Fair, and the biggest for us. But we also have Bandai on the list, Playmates on the list, Matty Collector on the list, Mattel on the list. Probably a couple others that I forgot, but...
Hey, what about Lego?
Well,
I mean, sorry.
No Lego. Unfortunately, Lego said they would accommodate us.
No, that's okay. They didn't have time to fit you into their schedule on your available days this year, but we're going to try again next year, and eventually we will get a report from Lego from Diecast.
Well, don't worry. We're not bitter people. We'll simply say, that's okay. We got Mega Bloks, and we're giving them the Oscar.
Yeah.
We have Creo.
Yeah. Oh,
Although
yeah.
Or give Creo the daytime Emmys.
Rob jokes, but Diecast, if you can talk to the Mega Block people, they usually got good reps out.
I love some Mega Bloks.
Yeah, they're great. So we will have, the best time that we have all year, which is the live coverage of the Hasbro event on Saturdays. So on Saturday, February 14th, Valentine's Day, spend that with us.
Starting, around noon Eastern?
Yeah, about noon Eastern time. It'll probably run 5 or 6 hours. Diecast will be there once the event's over. We'll be calling them up and hopefully some of our other friends there and actually just talking about the event. But we will have live coverage. Diecast will be tweeting like a madman, tweeting out photos from our Twitter account at TF Radio. And we'll be sharing and commenting and providing analysis on what we see. It's going to be great. God, we love it. It's our frickin' Super Bowl.
Oh.
I can't wait till maybe I can go sometime. Then you could use my tweets as the drinking game. You know, if I make a typo, drink.
I'm plastered.
We'll send you to the county fair, Don.
Basically, what's going to happen is Don and I are going to cause so many liver functions this weekend.
Yeah.
It's going to be like, what happened? Rob stopped caring again.
But between Toy Fair and BotCon this year, we are going to have some killer coverage.
Oh.
So make sure to follow us on Twitter and Facebook as well, facebook.com/TFRadio. So what we normally do is we send out tweets from the event, and then we pretty much collect those and put those on Facebook. And then we discuss those there. So it's pretty awesome.
The only downside is if we're in a concrete bunker or in the cellar or, you know.
Look, man.
I don't. Well, where are you going with that, Don? Don.
No, I'm saying some of these locations are not conducive to having any signal whatsoever.
Well, Toy Fair shouldn't be a big deal, and we'll make something work at BotCon.
Look, it's 2015. I'm pretty sure I can check my email on my shoes by now.
Yeah.
Well, heck, in a couple of months, your shoes will be lacing themselves.
Dude.
It's true. It's true.
I can't. It's not that I can't wait for the Nike versions. I can't wait for Payless to get this technology. Because that's when you know we're in the future, is when it's at, like, Walmart. Oh, add one. Only see this at Ross and Walmart.
Yep.
Self-lacing.
Self-lacing. So,
ow. It won't stop squeezing.
But yeah, Toy Fair, February 14th. It's, again, our biggest event of the year. We get tons and tons of information out to the folks. We love that. So on the show this week, we have This Week in History. We have some news for you. We have a question, a Q&A question. And at the end of the show, because we have about 3 or 4 weeks to see if this comes to fruition, we'll have our Toy Fair predictions.
Ooh.
Yep. Pretty awesome. So jumping into This Week in History. This is kind of a lame one, but it gives me a chance to talk about my favorite thing ever. So in 1987, this week, there was a strategy guide released for the Mystery of Convoy game. But my God, Mystery of Convoy.
Mystery of Convoy. Shortening lifespans by the second.
Was the strategy to not get shot?
The thing is, I don't... Like, it was a different time. It was a different time. If this game had been designed in 2014 to 2014 standards, it would not have been released. It would have just gone, like, you know, back then it was shovelware. They would just release whatever, people would buy it. But if a game that bad was published today, it would just get shelved.
Thing is,
it would be a free-to-play runner, which is exactly what it
that's
is.
what I was about to say. It was just released again in 2014. Mm-hmm. It's still shovelware.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, mobile games can be shovelware because they cost $1
or nothing, or cost nothing.
Right.
Just think about this: we've come along too late to enjoy this, but our grandchildren will know what it's like to get a video game from Grandma and it not be E.T.'s mini carts.
Yeah.
Because that's on Android or something.
So actually, just making sausage, I'll mention this. So of course, we have to pay for like all of the bandwidth and stuff for the show. But the cool thing about mobile, Google hosts all of the like files and stuff for their Android games. So you produce it, they host it. You can just pretty much forget about it. So literally, you know, if you don't mind just throwing away the cost of producing the thing, it's pretty much free after that.
How do we make the podcast a mobile game?
I know. Hey, we do have an app, tfradio.net/Android. You can. I'd like to get that.
Same idea.
I'd like to get that over 10,000 downloads. So help us out. If you have an Android phone, go and do that.
If you have an Android phone, just go and download it and delete it and download it and delete it until we hit 10,000.
Sure,
then you can stop.
I'd like an RFC endless runner game. Of course, after 2 seconds, we're all bushed.
We're all tired.
Well, now, Brian. One thing is that if the new game in Japan had a strategy guide released, couldn't they buy that through Amazon through us?
We'll worry about that later, Don.
Oh,
but yes, they could. Thank you for mentioning it.
if we had our own RFC game,
check the show notes. There's a place for that. It comes later.
Instead of the
See, Don, I was on schedule with the Toy Fair plug.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
That comes later, but it was a good effort.
Okay,
good hustle. Good hustle.
I didn't scroll down far enough.
I'm just saying our sausage just became Vienna.
Yeah. So around here, people call that Vienna. Don, you've heard that, I'm certain.
Viagra?
No, Vienna sausage.
Oh.
People here don't know where Vienna is and never heard of it, so they call it Vienna.
You know them little wieners in the can.
This is also the place that has a garage church and 2 trailers that have formed a trailer Zord. So, if you don't know what I mean, go to my Twitter page, twitter.com/bkilby, and I have
We're
photos
in the South. We're not educated.
Terrible place. Don, you've heard that, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I've always called them Vienna.
You're smart. You're smart. That's why.
That's right.
Yeah, I've called them Vienna. I've just ordered them for years.
I call them gross.
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
Yeah,
I ate that crap as a kid. I wouldn't touch that now.
I was like,
well, my dad would always have some more
can.
honey. You know, he'd go out at dark 30 and he'd have potted meat, Vienna sausages, and crackers in his.
Potted meat. Oh,
my
God.
brother's nature man. I know where you're coming from.
Potted meat food product, the best potted meat product available.
I like potted meat though.
Potted meat.
What else I like?
Velveeta.
Oh yes.
Yeah, but Transformers. Let's get back to that. So, that Transformers Mystery of Convoy guide, which if it was available on Amazon, you can go to tfradio.net and thanks, Don. Just click the little button and search for it.
Real talk. What isn't available on Amazon?
Everything is available on Amazon. So let's go ahead and jump to the news. So
I just bought Rob Clay. He ain't got the notice yet. Got space for you right here, buddy.
Oh, hey, he'll be close. You can go to Jolanta then.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, actually, Rob, Diecast, and I will be at Jolanta.
Yep.
And Rob, we are now on the Jolanta homepage.
Oh, I haven't checked in.
My name's actually on there too, which is pretty great.
Awesome, good. Because last year it was just me and a picture
Dusty.
from Hooper X's wedding on the thing. Like,
and that's a great photo, though.
Where did I get this?
It's a great photo. Hey,
it wasn't even a screenshot of that time you were on the TV show when they were redoing.
Should have been.
Front yard.
Also Hooper X's house.
Yeah.
Hey, so in the news, there was. I'm confusing 2 stories. So, Hasbro Combiner Wars. We got photos. What was the source of these photos of upcoming? toys?
The package art style. Okay, so that is allegedly from setup of Hasbro's area at the UK Toy Fair.
But this didn't show up at UK Toy Fair. Right?
Well, what these are supposed to be banners, not product.
Right. But I haven't seen where this stuff was corroborated other than this original posting.
Right.
Is Hasbro allowing photos at UK Toy Fair?
Oh no.
Yeah, that's why.
That's why these are all really close cropped, so you can't see any context around.
no photos.
Deniability.
That Pawtucket body pitch is getting bigger by the moment.
If you didn't catch last week's episode, listen all the way to the end. It was pretty great.
Yeah.
So Ultra Magnus, huh?
Maybe. The thing
Hopefully.
is, we know there's a leader Ultra Magnus coming, which is supposed to be its own new mold.
But if it's a scaled up Optimus, I will die.
I wasn't thinking scaled up so much as a combination of smaller price point figures in a leader box. The Voyager Prime mold, maybe a deluxe and a Legends all in one at once. That Legends Rodimus that seems to be attached to his chest might be in there. I kind of hope not. I kind of hope this isn't Ultra Magnus, and more importantly, if it is Ultra Magnus, if it has 2 white Optimus Prime heads, I'm gonna be pissed.
I think I might be a little happy. It's mega half effort Prime.
I kind of am hoping this is Thunder Clash or something.
Ooh, would love that.
Wouldn't it be great if we got Thunder Clash into Turbo Masters as his limbs?
I would love that. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome.
What's on the art appears to be the Mirage and Sunstreaker on the arm positions from the inventory listings we had some weeks or months back. Just going by colors. And then, of course, the little Rodimus Legends on the chest.
Man.
And then the other head scratcher is what seems to be straight up classics Bumblebee.
Yeah.
That's called a cash in.
It is, but it's more the matter of, okay, what format are they going to release this in? Because, all the deluxes are combiner limbs.
I'm totally been calling it. There's going to be random holiday gift sets with just Combiner Wars slapped on them.
Probably.
But hey, look, the scooter thing combines on his back. Buy it.
It'd be smart.
Yeah, I mean, y'all scoffed when I said follow Cybertron Bruticus. Look at Costco this winter.
And then at Toys R Us we're going to get exclusive platinum Energon Mega Dinobot.
Ooh.
Because hey, that combines.
Man.
Yeah, remind me to throw up with emphasis.
Miracle
on
Whip?
that one.
Yeah, sure.
I'm sure Don's going to throw up eventually with all that Miracle Whip he ate.
Yeah.
It's going to be a rainbow underneath.
So, another news item that popped up today, which is pretty huge, is Combiner Wars Defensor. Pretty much, he's going to be on the cover of the Combiner Wars, an issue of the comic.
Windblade number 2.
Windblade number 2.
Yeah.
This is one we mentioned when we did our live coverage of New York Comic Con.
We knew
that we were going to get Defensor.
we knew it, but we didn't see a photo of it.
Yeah, Mildred Scott hinted at Defensor being in the crossover.
Yes.
Right. So we got the cover art now, and we can see like recolored toys.
Aren't all the Protectobots on the Lost Light in the comics? And
every last one of them.
And More Than Meets the Eye isn't in Combiner Wars.
Right.
That's okay. They got to sell that book with them.
So okay, like all we've got is the solicitation blurbs. So basically, what it sounds like right now is in the middle of the Combiner Wars thing, Lost Light comes swinging by Cybertron, says hi, and throws the Protectobots off the ship.
No, guys,
and Windblade recruits them. Gotcha.
It's More Than Meets the Eye. This is Combiner War Within, where they're all struggling with their emotions.
Okay. But yeah, so this is pretty cool. I hope it looks that nice.
Well, it'll probably look as nice as the Casey Collar cover. It'll probably look nicer than the other cover.
Yeah.
An observation I've been making with all the Combiner Wars talk online is everyone's shortening it to CW. And it is really confusing to see people excited to see the CW.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
No, you got a point there. So the other thing with this Defensor bit is look at the two cover images and look at Defensor's like chest armor. Looks quite a bit like Bruticus also, don't you think?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
There's definitely some similarity, and like those G1 toys, they don't transform too different.
Nope.
Fold. Yeah. Fold the hood down. It's arms. You're done.
Mm-hmm.
A put wheel on. Car.
I'm thinking, like, we're going to get Hotspot later this year, and then that's going to become Onslaught early 2016.
I've been calling for the Combaticons ever since.
And the thing is,
they're military vehicles. It's going to happen.
You have two long, sort of stretched out vehicles. I mean, whether one's
Hotspot and Onslaught, their original toys were not that different conceptually.
Yeah.
Nope.
There's details different between them, of course.
One has a ladder, one has a cannon.
And honestly, at this point, they would probably give Hotspot like a water cannon like they did Inferno and Universe.
I'd be fine with that.
Not even a ladder. I'm just saying, like, they can be more similar now than they were then. I've given this some thought. I wrote in the post we're referring to also how it would work too. I've given thought to it's just a few replacement parts to switch between the identities, and it would work very easily.
So the news item that I thought was the most interesting, it's really not been confirmed so much. Was it Act Toys that was it
AC Toys?
AC Toys that was supposedly at an event, a retailer, in Hong Kong, like the world's most dangerous casino. No, they were at an event in Hong Kong where information was shared with them about some upcoming releases.
Basically, it sounds like Hong Kong's version of Toy Fair.
Yeah.
And it had Hasbro and Takara representation.
With mahjong and laser beams and sharks.
Some
and
guy
super
with a gun
villains
at the door.
Yeah,
But he's wearing sunglasses. Like,
But things announced or mentioned, that Titan Class Devastator that we were talking about, and the figures are not going to be full scale, like full scale Voyager size, potentially.
I don't understand how that could be. It just doesn't sound right. They're like really simple and hardly transformed.
Well, Titan Class also is a price point more so than a specific height.
Right.
Okay, so let's look at this for a little bit though. If you take any one of the Combiner Wars limb toys, they're kind of simple. If you scale those up to be more like Voyagers, they're going to be pretty damn simple looking. But it doesn't mean that they're like one-step changers.
Yeah.
And yeah, Titan Class just means it has this number of parts and assembly complexity, and it doesn't mean it's going to be 2 feet tall.
Shampoo bottle Devastator.
I would buy that. I would buy that. So, but yeah, let's see here. So, also, we talked before about reissue Trypticon, potentially that came up. Gosh.
Along with the Coneheads, potential 2-pack of Blitzwing and Astro Train.
I don't get that.
And a Blaster and Perceptor.
And
Perceptor's the one I don't get.
And Perceptor potentially retooled to be more functional, potentially.
I can see more than nothing through this microscope.
Yeah, but like Astro Train and Blitzwing.
Well, a triple changer 2-pack. They're small toys.
Yeah.
They're small toys. They can put them two of them in a box and sell for $75.
So the Astro Train,
nobody wants the Octane one, so a 3-pack was not necessary.
So that Astro Train mold probably still exists. Blitzwing wasn't reissued as an Encore, was it?
Blitzwing was reissued. I don't know if it came out in Encore specifically, but it was reissued because eHobby did a version called Overcharge.
Yeah. Which I got.
So that's
name for an eHobby exclusive ever.
Yeah, but
well, that's what we said in 2003 when it happened.
But that Blaster and Perceptor mold, I mean, Blaster obviously still exists. It was released a few years ago, and Perceptor
2009.
And Perceptor is also reissued.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's just kind of
pretty much. It's safe to say the molds they have, they ain't getting letting go of.
Right. And then I guess somebody remembered that some or all of Trypticons around too, because that's on the list. And then apparently we've got MP25 pegged as tracks.
26 is Road Rage, which I would be all about, and 27 is Ironhide.
So what happened to our MP25 Megatron?
It was a rumor.
That was one of about 30 rumors going around, and that was one of the ones that ended up not being true.
Yeah.
That was one of the strongest rumors going around.
Turns out they had a leader toy coming out.
Well, for like a number like 25, you would kind of expect, okay, this is going to be like a marker toy, but they don't necessarily think the same way we do.
Trax is pretty marker, if you ask me.
Maybe Trax is sort of pretty cool because he could be recolored a few times.
Better come with Raoul.
Yeah, I hope he comes with Raoul.
It says he does come with a human. and a small-scaled blaster.
And a tiny cardboard dance.
That only makes perfect sense.
Excellent.
Hopefully it'll come with like a CD of Cold Slither.
Or a diorama of Dancetron.
Yeah. But the thing is, so Trax can be recolored as Road Rage, and it can also be recolored as Yellow Trax from Vinyl Tech.
Yeah.
That'll happen.
They could probably pull something out of their butts to make another repaint.
Did Trax have a Diaclone counterpart?
That's
Road Rage.
Oh no, that is Road. Okay, I thought Road Rage. I knew that was the eHobby reissue.
What was that?
That was a Diaclone one.
And then they can invent a new character based on Joe Camel.
He could be black, yeah. So actually, okay, so XV is moving us along to the next story in the never-ending story of Exhaust. So it had been suggested that Exhaust... So for background, Exhaust is the recolor of Wheeljack as the Marboor Transformer, which but with a different head and as a Decepticon.
Basically his Diaclone use.
Yes.
Right.
So it was suggested there have been some issues with this.
Philip Morris has been sending out cease and desist to online retailers who were going to sell it to the U.S.
So Takara tried to negotiate with Philip Morris to get this.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So basically, we're not really clear on what all the circumstances are, but the deco got some minor changes, and it still might not be enough.
At this point, it's going to be so funny when them Philip Morris guys are going to Five Below.
Yeah.
They're everywhere. Yeah, and this is liquidation, man. It's been out for a while.
So the first thing that happened was we found out about the deco change, where the green signature logos on the hood were made into just rectangles, and the hood deco was changed to be a little bit more squared off. Then we found out, well, it's been delayed until March, also probably because deco change. And
then they went ahead and added a Boston CD to it to further be like, hey, this is not it, man.
And then we've got a report from at least one retailer that, no, they still can't sell it.
So next up we have a pack of Lucky Stripes Wheeljack edition. And they're like, look, we don't even have enough money.
So people are thinking that this is now not going to become available, which has not been confirmed. Am I right?
Correct.
There's no reason to think it will not still be sold in Japan and be available through eBay and other private channels.
Just a little harder to get.
Yeah.
It's basically the same situation as it was the last time we talked about this, but now the deco's a little different.
And that's why I'm saying we should just go back to the original deco.
Yeah, but it's too late for that.
I know.
Well, guys, it'll be okay because you can put an orange safety cap on his hood.
Oh.
And it's totally good now.
There has been speculation. There's nothing to prove this one way or the other. There's speculation that Philip Morris may have gotten in touch with Takara and basically tried to do like the copyright infringement thing on them to stop it altogether. Oh. And this was their response to just keep selling it in all.
Yeah.
But again, there is no way to back that up.
So that's where we are pretty much with that.
Yeah, it's all the same stuff. There's just more depth to the whole situation.
My theory is that we're either going to see a head on a slicer, or Exhaust is going to come out with a completely radically different hood that doesn't infringe, but it's like red and white. You get it, right?
Yeah, I think at this point it just is what it is, and they're not going to do any more changes to it.
Yeah.
And the thing is, there's people I've seen. Exhaust has had the weirdest whiplash of reception, because first people were upset that it was MP23, that this character that was never in any G1 media was a numbered masterpiece release. Then when it started to be, well, you can't have it actually, then it's all like, wait, they're stopping us from getting this thing I didn't want in the first place? And now that the deco's changing to try to make it happen, it's like, it's not even the same deco anymore, even though it's these minor little differences and it still looks like the same thing.
Thing is, I was pretty sold on Exhaust for the fact that it looked nice, and to be honest with you, it's I've got a couple of Wheeljacks. The only Marlboro I have, I got Five Below.
It's an homage to an interesting toy. Is the reason I wanted it.
It looks nice. That red and white looks good.
It does.
And the other thing too is G1 or Neo G1 or however you want to look at stuff that's based on the original 3 years of the toy line. Because really, that's all anybody pays attention to. Mm-hmm. That needs new characters added every once in a while. You need your Alpha Bravos, you need your Exhausts, and their horrible cancer powers.
And we need more Decepticons.
Oh my God! Yeah,
it's not just that; it's the fact
that aren't Seekers.
It's the Masterpiece line. It's supposed to be paying homage to the roots of Transformers. The roots of Transformers is Diaclone. Mm-hmm. It's right there.
I agree.
Those Seekers aren't even to scale of what because they're basically going for robot scale. Mm-hmm. So the Seekers aren't even in scale. So all we have is Soundwave and Exhaust.
Cassettes.
Yeah.
Okay, so
and Megatron.
Starting with MP10 is when they started really trying to follow the scale chart, and those Seekers came before. They reworked that Seeker mold some from the first versions of it, but they have still not gone and done a ground up rebuild of the Masterpiece Seeker.
Right.
Hey Chris, I had an idea just while you were sitting there talking. Does Takara have a version of Figure Arts?
I think it's called Masterpiece.
You make a good point.
Yeah,
I wasn't even trying to make a joke, but I think that literally is their version.
Masterpiece Battle Beast. That's what I would buy that. Like Figure Arts Battle Beasts.
Well, no, I would again. It's just an out of the box idea that you said about needing more Decepticons. Even though Nightbird was not a Decepticon per se, if Takara had a line of figures they could do a Nightbird in.
Yeah, that'd be a great idea. Or
Takara told me probably has some branding they could put that under. That would not be Master Beast.
I'd buy it.
I'm honestly surprised it didn't see its way out during the SFE years. I mean,
SCF, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point too.
Because it would have fit perfectly in that.
Yeah,
they could expand into G.I. Joe. I mean, Takara released G.I. Joe in Japan when G.I. Joe was released.
They could just make G.I. Joe Microman figures, and they can all completely fall apart in like an hour.
Yeah,
it'll be just like the old days, except it won't just be the O-rings; it'll be the entire toy.
It's so funny when you think about it. It's like Hasbro releases G.I. Joe in, the 60s? Takara licenses G.I. Joe. Takara makes G.I. Joe into Diaclone and Microman. Takara makes... Hasbro licenses those molds as Transformer. Why aren't these companies merged?
Yeah.
They just recycle each other's products.
Yeah. So, Toy Fair in the UK has already come and gone. And,
or it's going through this week.
Is it going through this week? I thought it was over. Okay.
But the thing with UK Toy Fair is it's strictly for retailers and their agents. So it's not like it's not a press event the same way ours is. So you never actually see pictures out of it.
So we have photos of I honestly think it's kind of awesome. It's a playset. It's a boat named High Tide. And
that's pretty neat.
It's from Rescue Bots.
Actually, the little sub that comes with it is High Tide. That is his rescue rig.
Oh, so High Tide is the robot in Rescue Rig. Is it called Rescue Rig?
Yeah, that's apparently what it is, yeah.
There's something, I don't know, there's something about it that looks flippin' cool to me.
There you go.
It has a nice look.
It's a big play set.
I mean, I like all the most of the Rescue Bot stuff I've passed on, especially the play sets. I think I did pick up one for my nephew. But I would consider putting this up. I think it's because it's a boat.
I got the giant Optimus, and let me tell you something. That is fun to own. It's just like, what's that over there? It's a giant Optimus that doesn't do anything. Like, what do you? I put Hairbro in it.
You know how they have the 30-inch tall Darth Vaders and wrestlers and stuff?
Yeah.
Why don't they make that? Why don't they make an Optimus Prime, like cartoon style Optimus Prime, one of those?
I don't know. I'd buy it.
No, those I don't own any, but those are my favorite thing when I go into a store. It's like, how many John Cena's is at this store? Let me just line them up down the aisle and wait for the inevitable person to walk down and go, Hooga!
So what's this Optimus Prime from Robots in Disguise? What is this?
It is an 11-inch tall one-step changer. That's pretty much the bulk of what is known about it at the moment.
I like the look of it, honestly. I really do.
Yeah.
It's the colors. The red and black is kind of...
It's a fetching figure.
I'd buy it.
Yeah.
Kind of like that Cybertron recolor of Supercon Prime.
You know, I bought one of the... RID one-steps, that just like everything else, the movie aesthetic doesn't really lend itself to anything else other than straight-up movie toys. The red design aesthetic really lends itself to it, because it's a much better-looking figure than it has any right to be for basically another Switchblade robot. And like I said, those movie designs don't really lend themselves to anything else.
Well, Rob, do you think that's just because the simpler designs translate better than all the high tech, the detailing?
It's not. I know I'm not Rob, but it's not like razor blades like strapped to a tennis ball. I mean, it's actually a robot. It's nice looking.
Okay, here's the best example I can give you. Go buy your Five Below. Go in the aisle where they get all the blind bag stuff. They'll have those mash 'em things. Brian hates them. Buy you an Age of Extinction 1-in-1 box, and the other box will have the Prime ones. Get out to your car or whatever, open them up. It's the exact same toy, exact same character. The styling alone is because it's like Drift is nightmare fuel. But like Bulkhead is charming as I can't curse on the show. I mean, it is like, this is a nice looking toy. It's just those movie designs really don't lend themselves to anything other than live action movies. Because even the toys are sometimes like, ugh.
I think I'm gonna love Robots in Disguise. I did pick up the Legion class Steeljaw, and I loves it.
Steeljaw is Me and him are BFFs.
Yeah.
I haven't seen this show yet. I've seen clips on YouTube, which so far I've learned that Bumblebee says something and they argue with him. I've given Steeljaw personality, and when it happens on the show, you can all thank me. He's the lead singer of Fits into Tantrums.
And they did say Steeljaw is going to be the leader of the Decepticons.
Exactly. He walks to the sound of his own drum, and it goes, Conquest.
Nice. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Look, you can hear that voice coming out of that face, can't you?
He's awesome.
So our last news item.
Oh yes, our last news item. Combiner Wars Wave 1 Deluxes to reship with comics. Interesting.
Now, XP, correct me if I'm wrong, but does this say that Hasbro didn't produce enough of this first wave, and that's why they're going to reissue the wave? Could there be a shortage of these deluxes?
No, I don't think so.
No?
The most likely thing I see being the case with this is the comics were not ready for when the first run of these, they wanted them to be out and shipping. So they went with what is probably going to turn out to be the just, international variant packaging.
Basically,
and, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, basically what we all have learned by now, don't ever sweat about not finding the first wave.
Right.
You will be, it may be a little later, but come 1 year from now, you're still tripping over it.
Yeah.
First, but this could be a serious. Right. This could be a serious problem because Wave 1 comes out, Wave 2 comes out, and then Wave 1 comes out again and clogs up the shelves.
There's the funny thing right now. You guys remember a couple of months ago when Cosmos and Swerve were OMG canceled? We all got one at Walmart.
Yeah.
It has a way of working out.
The other thing too is we got
how's that wind charger working out for you? The Legends class wind charger from 4 years ago.
Oh, he's in the box.
Yeah.
Yo.
I got it, but
I got him too. Right?
Most people didn't.
Okay.
Or the first Legends Cosmos.
So we got Wave 1 of the stuff initially coming out at the start of January. Wave 2 Deluxes right now are pegged for about March. And we've got 4 waves we know about this year. There's time in there to get these Wave 1 reships out without screwing up everything else.
Not to mention, it's what, January?
Right.
Come next month, March, you're going to start seeing this crap everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's so much of a shortage or just more of a short memory term. Short-term memory, I'm sorry. We all seem to get it every time a line happens. It's like, guys, Wave 2 is going to be hard to come by. Because they ordered a lot of Wave 1.
The only wave you really need to be worried about being hard to come by is Wave 4 at the end of the year.
I was just saying, I find it hard to believe, Hasbro would say, hey, we didn't get this comic out that was free that we wanted to get out, so let's redo Wave 1 unless they feel there's going to be enough demand for that wave, either it being short or whatever, to warrant putting these out again.
If anything, it'd be a 1.5 wave, a reshipping.
It's not exactly that anyway, because it's just refresher cases are done normally anyway, and at this point, okay, our comic books we want with these are ready to be shipped out. We can do the U.S. localized packaging and actually make this available in circulation going forward. It's not a case of, we didn't get to do this at this time, so let's slot another one in here now. It's just in the normal course of how we're going to do this, this is the updated product we have.
Hey, I didn't put it in the show notes, but pre-orders did go up this week for Wave 2.
Yes.
As well. Actually, so Wave 2 plus Leader Class, Megatron, and Armada Megatron.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I ordered a Motormaster and some Wave 2 Deluxes.
I ordered a single Motormaster because I didn't need another Silverbolt. I ordered the Wave 2 Deluxes. The additional Legends class figures, I think those went up, and both Leader class Megatrons.
Well, it's weird. It's Armada. I knew Armada Megatron would not sell out. Just with the way it looked, but the price difference at some places was a little hinky on those.
That's why you buy your stuff at Walmart, where everything costs the same.
That's why I skipped on the leader class.
Everything at Walmart costs the same?
I'll find him in store. Like, I'm really not worried about him as much.
Well, and Hasbro Toy Shop will get the Legends in. You can get the Legends from Hasbro Toy Shop. You don't need to spend for a Legends pre-order. They'll probably get Motormaster in not too long after, like, TF Source and Big Bad do, and it'll be, $25. So, I mean, you don't need to pre-order everything necessarily.
I pre-ordered a Snicker bar because they might be out of them at the store.
Yeah,
they come in new wrappers.
So, let's see here. We only have one third-party news item to talk about this week. Generations upgrades and accessories for Jetfire Roadbuster and the aerial bots from Ultimate Fans Toys. Who's Ultimate Fans Toys? Is that like Fans Toys?
It's specifically not Fans Toys.
No, it's a different universe.
Well, they're going to
reboot.
Aren't they going to merge soon though?
It's familiar, but it's a little different. No.
Yeah, I don't get it, but hey, the accessories look pretty cool. Ish.
So, yeah, it's gonna be a set of new forearms for Roadbuster that have swiveling wrists. Woo! And
now you can do this.
Yeah, Jetfire's got new arms which have swiveling wrists, and the prototype does not show it yet, but it will have articulated fingers in the production version.
All right, now my life's complete.
and then just a series of generic 5mm compatible missile launchers, which they're showing displayed on the aerial bots mainly.
Yeah,
I'm a lot better on Jetfire than they do the aerial bots, just for scale reasons.
It's nice,
well, and they look kind of interesting the way they have them arranged in that one Roadbuster picture.
It's nice to see an accessory kit come out while the figure's on shelves.
Yeah.
Yes.
I agree.
The one thing I would like to see is, I know there's a Shapeways alternative for Jetfire to get little covers for the forearm gaps, but they're, from what I've heard, they're real hit or miss as far as how well they fit. I wish someone could do some actual good production run covers. It doesn't bother me that much. It's just, that's of the third-party add-on kits, something that covered those Jetfire hollow points solidly would definitely be something I want to see.
I thought hollow points were illegal.
No.
A lot of things are illegal, boy.
No, they're not.
No, presumably the upgrade arms, though, won't have the hollow sides.
I just looked at mine at first and finally noticed them now that you said something. Like, oh, they are hollow.
I've never
I was so not even noticing that playing with mine.
Yeah, my Jetfire's kind of gone. He just sits there.
I still haven't even got mine.
Mine's up there saying, hey, you've liked the classics ones best, but let's face it, you're not opening up that one you got in box.
I'm waiting for Thundercracker.
Hey, and at tformers.com, there is the TNI Toy Awards. Basically, you can go in and nominate Import Figure of the Year. Is that it?
Yep.
And by doing so, you put yourself in for a drawing, potentially for a $100 Big Bad Toy Store gift credit. Also, Rob Clay has basically worked his butt off putting up a bunch of Combiner Wars reviews. I know he's worked really hard on that.
We now have all of the Deluxes and Voyagers for Wave 1 and Superion and Ultra Primes done separately.
Chris, you were the one that did the article about Combiner Wars. Why does it work, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can you give us just a really high level on that?
The quick bullet points is it works because it's simple and they redeveloped the fundamental technology to make sure it works as well as it can and not repeat the mistakes of the older toys.
The Transformers issue 37 reviewed. So this is one I was curious about. So Transformers Punishment, there's a one-shot that's come out this week. There's a review on it. What is that about? I don't know what that one's about.
Punishment.
Okay.
I just downloaded it. I'll probably read it this weekend. Can you give me a...
Punishment of Transformers, probably.
Please give me a review in haiku form.
I'm guessing the sequel will be called... The sequel will be called An Enslavement, I guess, will be the...
I haven't read it yet. I'm going to basically take the lyrics of Biohazard's Punishment, the theme song from the 90s Punisher movie, and kind of apply that here and say, basically, it's cool.
No.
But not when you see Dolph Lundgren's butt while he's meditating.
Note to self: edit.
No, I think that'd be better than reading punishment.
I don't know. You saw that part. You're like, what's He-Man doing?
Okay, so also there's some new photos, Masterpiece Star Saber, and new robots in disguise, Titan Heroes in package shots.
Speaking of things that work better than movie design.
Yeah, and hey, so real quick, you know what you can do? You can go to Amazon and just buy something. But you know what you need to do first? Go to our website, tfradio.net. Just click on the little Amazon link here. You don't even have to buy anything that's on the frickin' page. You can just click on Amazon. But if you decide that you want this Masterpiece Ultra Magnus, click on it. Takes you to Amazon. You can buy it. And guess what? Money will go to us. You don't pay any more, nothing like that. You're already going to buy the toy, but it helps us out.
I'm going to throw out another alternative to you, Brian. Say there's a hit song you like. Don really likes Taylor Swift's Shake It Off.
Oh, yeah, great idea.
Say Don wants to buy a copy of Taylor Swift's Shake It Off.
Even better.
He can go to Amazon and buy it through our link.
Yeah.
And he's bought his and helped us in the same process.
So look at it this way. So
he's blushing.
Exactly.
He already
exactly.
Did. He
So he already bought it. He probably didn't do it through our link. But so I'm right here at the link that I just clicked to Masterpiece Ultra Magnus. So I can just search for Taylor Swift, Shake It Off, and if I buy that, guess what? Credit goes to us. Either way, even though you didn't buy that, credit will go to us for the sale. So
basically, while you're out there worried about, site hosting and computer costs, instead you could be worried about just sick beat.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So hey, but it's really simple, really easy. You're going to shop there anyway. Just help us out. Don't go to one of those billionaire podcasters out there who don't really need it. We really need it. Help us out. TFRadio.net, click on the Amazon link. Yes, exactly.
Your Amazon purchases keep us on the internet.
Yes.
I don't know about you guys.
And if you don't, there'll be no more Massey attacks.
Oh my God, please help us. Go to TFRadio.net, click on the Amazon link. I could not live without my Massey attacks.
Could we set Don up a Patreon for Massey attacks?
Well, I said that, bandages, alcohol, ointments, various.
We should do a Patreon just for that. I swore that I would never do a Patreon for the site because there's just something I feel weird about it. But for that, I would condone Don.
I thought about setting up a GoFundMe or Patreon just because I want some free money.
I would just like to break even for the site.
I mean, when you think back to that whole potato salad thing, like. The first thing everybody thinks, whether they admit it or not, is, why didn't I think of that first?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm like, look, I'm going to be honest with you. I just want some money.
I'll be honest with you. So, like, when it comes to the podcast stuff, I might have thought of that first. But how to make money off of it, I didn't think of that part.
Potato salad, I mean, who knew?
There's the part where you're like, man, I'm going to do this. And later you're like, the cable's late.
It's rarely the first person who comes up with something who figures out actually how to make money off of it. So, just be nice to break even. So, tfradio.net, click on Amazon. Let's go ahead and take a break, and we will return with our Toy Fair 2015 predictions. Okay, so breaking news. Rob, tell us what you found.
Just popped up on Twitter the first Japanese hobby magazine scans of the month showing the first look at the Takara version of Superion. And we do have Slingshot, and Silverbolt looks horrible.
Yeah,
Silverbolt does look horrible. Look what they did to that.
It's a lemon yellow on the arms and the legs.
And the torso.
Yeah.
And a lot of white on the chest.
Yeah.
For no particular reason.
Well, and also for no particular reason, both Fireflight and Slingshot have these vestigial paint apps for the articulation arms for the tail and the nose cone that the G1 toys have, but serve no purpose on the new toys because they don't work that way.
Yeah.
And the hands and feet are white on Slingshot, the hand is basically the same color as the jet. You can't tell.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I miss Alpha Bravo already.
I know, right?
Now,
No,
Bravo was
I
the
like
right
Alpha
choice.
Bravo well enough, but I want a Slingshot. I'm sorry.
you know, the only trouble is though, is Takara going to sell these individually or sets? Because you know
Probably a box
everywhere's going
individually.
Because you know everywhere's going to sell out of Slingshots first.
There'll be a
Yeah.
clear box set.
He'll also be $10 more than the rest of them.
I don't know that this says anywhere whether it's a box set or not, but I'm assuming it's going to be a box or otherwise paired.
Okay, well, here's some useful information I'm reading. The subline in Japanese is going to be called Unite Warriors.
And Superion's marked UW01.
Yes, so he will probably be a box set.
Yep, I just caught that.
You know,
Thank you, Rob.
Silverbolt looks gross, but Superion doesn't look bad.
No.
Superion looks. I like the one I have better.
Yeah.
Well, the figure negates a lot of the lemony. It's that yellow lemon that you would see, well, like on the Bumblebee almost.
It's the
It's almost the same lemony field donut lemon color. Almost.
Yellow snow.
it's the curse of a combiner, and that one of the aesthetics on one of the figures is going to have to suffer so that the overall thing works out. And he got yellow legs.
Yeah, but I do
And white feet and fists.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I do kind of like the way on the crotch plate, how the red is expanded across to the top of his legs.
Mm-hmm.
So it does
Yeah,
kind of
okay.
it kind of gives you a more unified look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
I mean, there's nice details on this. On the whole, I think the Hasbro one's deco is a little more visually interesting.
Yeah.
This is kind of boring.
Now, where are they getting the blue for Skydive?
Don't know.
That's a good question.
That doesn't. What is it? Where are they pulling the blue?
Skydive doesn't have blue.
Yeah.
A random appearance, maybe. Oh, it's
Interesting.
Marvel
Yeah.
Skydive.
Yeah, I don't know, because it's not like there's other blue on there where it would have to be gang molded and just end up that color.
I mean, unless they're just trying to break
No, it's
up
just the soft rubber fins.
Well, the original, just looking at the original on TFU.info, there was a blue lightning bolt sticker on that tail fin. So,
So
maybe-
make that plastic blue and then just put a yellow tampo on it and save some time.
Interesting.
Yep.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Interesting. Okay. Well, we return you to your regularly scheduled Radio Free Cybertron.
With sausage.
So how about that toy fair?
Radio Free Cybertron will return after these messages. You can hear our show on Stitcher Smart Radio. Stitcher allows you to listen to your favorite shows directly from your iPhone, Android phone, BlackBerry, or Palm phones. On demand and on the go. Don't have Stitcher? Download it for free today at Stitcher.com or in the app stores. Stitcher Smart Radio, the smarter way to listen to radio.
So, hey, Rob.
Hey!
You know what? You know what's awesome? We're pretty awesome.
Dang right. I got a black belt in being awesome.
Yeah, you do.
I do.
I'm more like a yellow belt in being awesome. I used to have a black belt, but it was in like one form of being awesome, and then like that form became really lame.
I have 2 black belts, Brian. I have a black belt in being awesome and a black belt in keeping it real.
You know how you can be awesome and keep it real?
How can you do
You
that?
can subscribe to us on iTunes.
That's pretty awesome.
If you are not already subscribing, we have a lot of subscribers on iTunes. That's really how most people find us. But if you like go to the website and download it, I mean that's great. It helps us out. But you know you can get it every week if you subscribe, or if any other podcasting app or service that you use. But once you subscribe, you should also leave us a review.
Mm-hmm.
I say it every week, but it's seriously the easiest and best way to help people find RFC. We do this for you guys, our fans, but also we do want to help grow our audience, and that's where you guys come in. You know, it's a two-way street. We do part of it, but you help us grow. And that's, by sharing, by reviewing. It's really simple.
Well, we've been grassroots since the beginning, and that's how it works. Word of mouth. Tell your friends. Tell your enemies. Tell somebody.
If you don't like us, tell the people that you don't like. Hey, listen to this show.
Yeah. Hey, nerd. Why don't you listen to these guys?
Why don't you listen to these guys, nerd?
Yes, jerks.
But yeah, it's really easy, really helpful to us if you could just, subscribe.
It would be.
Lots of quality content. We had an interview last week with a crazy Hasbro insider that's been on the internet for years.
It was not what I saw coming.
No, it was not what I saw coming at all. But yeah, it would be very helpful. You can also subscribe to us on YouTube. But you know what's really cool? Rob, do you actually look at our Facebook page throughout the week?
I do.
I have been posting crazy amounts of content lately.
Yes, you have.
Stuff, interesting videos, interviews, episodes. I posted our panel from Shardicon 2013, all sorts of news. We post news as it happens. The show only comes out once a week, but you can get news there anytime. That's at facebook.com/tfradio. Not
to mention, when you're looking at our posts, you can leave a comment, and everyone there's discussion threads happening. You can talk with other fans if you don't like some of the options. Right, there's an option to talk with other fans. It's an
easy way to give us feedback. You can send us a message. You can post right to our page. And
you can ask us questions.
Yeah, ask us questions. It's pretty awesome.
You know what else you can do, Brian?
What?
You can keep it real.
Keeping
real awesome with RFC.
Amen, brother.
That's right.
And now, another Omni Productions moment.
Oh, no! Billy! Get up, Soundwave! Darn that Soundwave. Billy, you okay? Not really. Find the power pack. Rescue Optimus Prime. Go! Billy, I promise you, I'll get those dirty scum for you. Cassette Robot, I'll leave this to you. All right, Chief.
Hey, this is Brian. I want to tell you again about Audible.com. Audible is the leading source of audio entertainment on the internet, other than us, of course. Audible is the number one source for audiobooks. I love Audible. Whenever I'm looking for a book, I always go to Audible first because it's the easiest way for me to stay current on my reading. And you can get a free audiobook of your choice by going to audibletrial.com/RFC. The book I want to recommend this week, even though I haven't read it, my wife's reading it right now, is American Sniper, which is the number one New York Times bestseller account of Chris Kyle's exploits in, I guess it was Afghanistan. Actually, it's the number one movie in the U.S. right now. It was a Clint Eastwood film, and it is, of course, based on the book. You can get that at Audible. It's really easy. Just go to audibletrial.com/RFC, sign up. You can get it for free. Yeah, you can get it for free. Costs you nothing, and it's yours to keep forever if you don't want to sign up. I don't know why you wouldn't, but it's yours to keep for free. And once you're there, you can actually just pick up the book. You can listen to a sample. If you don't think you like it, get something else. Let's quickly take a listen.
And it is the introductory course that all candidates must pass to become SEALs. It's currently given at the Naval Special Warfare Center in Coronado, California. It starts with INDOC, or indoctrination.
Yeah, so if that's not your thing, you can pick something else. It's yours to keep forever, doesn't cost you a thing, but I think you'll want to stay with Audible because it's pretty awesome. Again, you can go to audibletrial.com/RSC and sign up. Thank you very much.
We now return to Radio Free Cybertron.
Toy Fair 2015. So, predictions.
Toys.
So we are going to get.
Damn it, Don.
We're going to get Combiner Wars. I didn't hear what he said. What did he say?
Toys.
We both said there will be toys at the same time.
Yeah, it's true.
Shows what you think. It's just going to be a whole bunch of apps.
So we're pretty much thinking that Devastator is going to be there. I mean, that's the first time we're going to see Devastator.
Man.
It stands to reason because in 2012 we saw Bruticus for the first time at Toy Fair. That was the big thing that year. The next year we saw Metroplex. That was the big thing. Then in last time
we got Stompin' Ross Grimlock.
Yeah, because that was the big
they're not all big hits. Man.
no, they're not.
But
well, we got Jetfire. Jetfire was the big reveal, probably.
Yeah,
for the last Toy Fair.
Yeah, the Return of Leader class. Yeah,
I'm gonna.
Oh yeah, it was the.
Yeah, for Generations, but like Transformers overall, they definitely were throwing their focus on Stomp and Chop and Grimlock.
I'm gonna say, if Devastator doesn't happen, you guys remember when Armada totally wasn't what it was supposed to be by that Hasbro source for like a month before we found out what it was?
Something tarantulas?
Everything you'd ever want. And that's what I'm like. I really hope it comes out because I really, really don't want... Because what comes out might be really awesome, but if it's not...
What's going to come out... Like the thing with Devastator is going to be that it's not going to be what anybody has built up their expectations to be. That's where the problem's going to be.
And it could be an awesome figure regardless, but the fact that it's got so much hype at it that it's going to be pooed out the gate if it's not exactly 50% close to it.
So what were you talking about? So I didn't get exactly what Rob was talking about. Are you talking about like Rat Trap, how we were excited about Rat Trap? We thought it was going to be awesome because it was a Beast Wars figure, and then it came out and it was like, meh.
I love my Rat Trap.
At least
it's still not open.
Good.
Well, Rat Trap is under a Whitman sampler right now. I've opened one. Guess which?
Very good. Yeah, like
Candy Valentine's.
Yeah, Titan Class Devastator. If it's real, we will see that. I'm expecting we probably will see some reissue stuff, but I don't think that's going to be a big focus because it's. Actually, we may not even see the reissue stuff. Do we normally see store exclusives at Toy Fair?
Very
occasionally, because it's the fan media day, and most of what they're doing is trying to show off the cool stuff they're going to be releasing. Like I think they had a Masterpiece at a Toy Fair, and those are always Toys R Us exclusive.
Yeah, they had Grimlock at the last one.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, it does happen. It's not like a super common thing, and it's never like expansive, I guess I'll say. But like, if they do have reissue Trypticon coming, I would expect to see that there because that's like a big thing. Because Takara has not even reissued Trypticon.
Would he have the motorized bits?
It depends if that part survived. I guess did Gigastorm have motorized bits?
I had Gigastorm. I never bothered even opening the compartment back there. I don't even know if it had.
Because I know Megastorm did not, and they actually put a thick sticker over the battery compartment.
Yes.
So
I kind of hope they don't, because if they did, the inflated price would get a little more helium.
Yeah.
The thing is, too, if they did that, like when Takara reissued Galvatron, they had to overhaul the electronics.
Right.
It didn't take a 9-volt battery anymore. It took like AA's or AAA's.
Oh, really?
I don't know
Actually,
if Hasbro is going to want to go to the effort of redoing Trypticon's innards to not take D cells or whatever it took.
Those are still readily available, so maybe not.
I think you'll definitely see the guy that made the decision to take the Insecticons to Kmart there to show them off.
I think
So what do you mean, Don?
So that they will sell.
They're already in stores, Don.
I know. I'm making a joke.
I think honestly, one thing that I do think we may see is the U.S. release of Masterpiece Ultra Magnus.
I think it's still a little early for that.
They would save that for BotCon or maybe Comic-Con.
Comic-Con.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah.
Now, stepping outside the Transformers box, what I hope to see, I know there's not going to be any G.I. Joe product at all, but there may be. But there may be some drawings, literature, pamphlets, brochures, something advertising the return of it, if not actual physical product.
I'm thinking licensee products from G.I. Joe.
Yeah, possibly. And also maybe something from the Mask trademarks or the Visionary trademarks.
I don't expect to see anything like... If I would be surprised, but I would be very pleasantly surprised if that happens, but I don't expect to see it.
Well, didn't they tease a Micronauts thing from Hasbro, whatever, and it's just a comic book? It's like they're just keeping the trademark kind of thing. I know, Don. I know. It'd be awesome.
I hope we'll see something along those lines.
Well, and even if they have, Mask and Visionaries, was it Visionaries? But they were also, that's just, like they did with the Matt Tracker figure. That's stuff that when they start doing G.I. Joe stuff again, they could potentially, put an element or two of that to, like Rob says, keep the trademark alive without actually launching a new product line.
All right, but anything is better than nothing.
Honestly,
sometimes.
If we were to see a Mask line, I have a feeling it would probably be similar to the 2.5-inch scale that they're using for Guardians of the Galaxy and Avengers.
Oh my God! But those figures are small anyway.
If the focus is vehicles, that would work out fine.
Yes, and for Mask, the focus was always vehicles.
I hate those 2.5-inch figures.
I've
never touched them. So
when Madon was saying Visionaries, it actually just occurred to me how it could work out for a modern toy. We were just talking last week about how the RID has the cell phone app and you can scan the barcode. Mm-hmm. I have like a shirt I bought at Walmart a couple of years ago where you download their app and you just held your iPhone or pad or Android, whatever, over the shirt and it picked up and there's like animations and all sorts of stuff that would play on the iPad. Visionaries would really kind of work out with the modern tie your phone to everything you own.
Yeah.
Demographic.
And also,
that's a really good idea.
Yeah.
And also, if
Hasbro, I'm up for a hire.
And if the
trade,
the Mask figures would have to be smaller to focus on the vehicles, but there's no reason if a G.I. Joe relaunch does occur, there's no reason it and the Visionaries couldn't share books. So that way, you would have the same molds available across two lines.
Couldn't share what?
Body styles. Sorry.
The base body designs.
Oh.
It's Marvel. It's like Marvel Universe, Marvel Legends jargon.
Oh.
No, Don makes a good point too, because like they could use the stuff from those other properties to keep G.I. Joe more fresh and diverse than just doing the same 8 characters over and over in different Halloween costumes. They could break out of the Batman trap if they started cycling in some of the other stuff they have access to.
It's always something that occurred to me, and it would never happen. What was it? 2013, the last G.I. Joe movie came out.
Yeah,
I was sitting there watching
after a 9-month delay.
Yeah, I was watching it, thinking, I think I'm a fan of the Hasbro fictional universe because you got G.I. Joe, Transformers, all sorts of stuff, and obviously what they're trying to go for a minute there. What if they literally just put out Hasbro, like, universe or whatever, and you had your Visionaries, you had your G.I. Joe. It's just like, here's Duke, here's Cryotech.
So it's basically a Hasbro version of like the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Because they have their own canon of own world of characters.
Transformers has and can interact with G.I. Joe. Mask is now part of G.I. Joe.
Everything they own has interacted in some fashion.
You could throw in humanoids in there.
And humanoids is part of Transformers and G.I. Joe.
Yes, that's right.
And if they redo that line, you could use the same body style from Mask and Visionaries across 3 lines.
And if they could bring back Battle Beasts, that's already part of the Transformers universe.
Like I said, almost everything in Hasbro is linked. And even in the most
Gem.
stupidest way. Gem is in. The characters are in the background.
I want this to happen, Rob Springer, but I don't expect to see it at Toy Fair. So
it'll
what else?
Never happen.
Gem could open for Cold Slither.
That'd be
They're
great.
not willing to pay me in trade.
What else do we expect to see at Toy Fair? Anything in particular?
I'm
realistic, like not like out on a limb, crazy predictions, serious predictions. What do we expect to see?
I'm back and forth on whether we'll see waves 3 and 4 of Combiner Wars at Toy Fair at all.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if we're going to get a focus on Combiner Wars or a focus on Robots in Disguise. I'm kind of thinking that Robots in Disguise is going to get more attention than any of us have really been estimating up to this point, since the show starts in March.
So will we have Robots in Disguise Generations figures?
That would be neat, but I have a
Not
feeling
this year.
Yeah, not this year.
Will we see any Combiner Wars Deluxes that are not Combiner limbs?
Bumblebee?
The original, new figures.
I
kind of doubt it.
I would imagine they would throw any new tooling cost into making more combinable toys.
Which would make sense. It's Combiner Wars, but
right.
But if that's the case, I wouldn't expect to see an obscure or more obscure character like Black Shadow or something show up as a Combiner limb.
You don't think you're going to get a Beast Wars character this year? Is basically
yes,
what you're
that's
saying.
basically what I'm saying.
As far as what this is just another company, but I think one thing we'll see is what Mattel is going to bring out now that the MOTUC is ending.
Nothing at all.
Yeah. Does Matty
Hopefully
Collector have anything?
E-Man.
The Superman stuff or the DC Universe stuff that they do.
They'll have an empty table. Here you go. This is 2015.
Or we'll see the first glimpses of Superman figures.
You broke up
Don.
there, Don. What would you say?
We might.
He's being silenced.
Yeah,
I would love for
Maddie is trying to
Matty
silence him.
Collector to go back to do something to do with Voltron.
But not for $5,000.
I won't.
Not for $5,000, but
now that Mattel owns Mega Block, that we start seeing these crazy things like Voltron and Masters Universe in Mega Blocks.
Yeah,
A Mega Bloks Voltron would be interesting.
maybe.
Potentially.
Hey, it's a good way to get that toy out there and keep a product with your name brand on it.
How many of those Mega Bloks
thing
Megazords turned out over the last few years? Any of
They
them?
don't look horrible in box.
Mickey seems to like the ones he's picked up.
Okay.
And it's not like World Events is actually pushing anything out anyway on their own.
Well, and the thing is, too, like, the Call of Duty and Halo models Mega Bloks makes are pretty, not just, they're, like, the brick quality's gotten better, but it's also, like, the design of the models is also really strong. If you got the right development team, at Mega Bloks on, they could do really good Voltron stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. What else, guys? Anything else? Serious attempts.
I think we'll see at least the Protectobot team from Combiner Wars.
I would agree with that.
I think there's a good chance because it looks like at least 3 of that team are recolors. So it's not like
good to go.
And if we do see a masterpiece, it was rumored that Silver Streak may be the next one.
Yeah.
So they might show Silver Streak because he's old enough from last year to show off early this year.
Would he be Silver Streak here in the U.S.?
I think it could be Blue Streak again.
He's Blue Streak in the comics.
Blue Streak, yep.
Okay.
So
that way, there's a masterpiece representation at both Toy Fair and San Diego to keep the momentum for the line going.
What I would like to see out of the Robots in Disguise line is Warrior class of the Monster of the Week Decepticons.
Yes.
Like BS.
Oh, that'd be great.
Get me Thunderhoof, the Combine Harvester.
I want Thunderhoof. I want him.
So just spend a couple of minutes.
Ransack, the Combiner made of spiders.
So Toy Fair for the last couple of years has had a couple of long shot things that we didn't expect, like Brainstorm, and to begin with Metroplex or Jetfire last year. Within the confines of Combiner Wars or Robots in Disguise, but I don't really see that working out. Let's spend a couple minutes just long shot, not too crazy, but things that we might be able to see. I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb and say if we don't see it outright, we could potentially see a Computron in some capacity.
Damn it, you took mine.
Yep. Long shot.
My long shot is...
I would like it to be C-Cons.
Oh, I would love that.
I would love that.
Leader Glass broadside.
Yeah. You know, I was actually brainstorming on that a couple of days ago. Like, you do a broadside, and then the redeco would be Tidal Wave that turns into its own minicon.
Oh, that would be awesome.
My long shot is exact same as my serious prediction. In fact, that I don't know, but I'm almost expecting Hasbro to make some announcement none of us saw coming.
Yeah, hopefully.
They're
nice.
behaving very... have you guys noticed? It's almost like there's something there. It's like, really, some combiners, and like there's something on the... like things aren't working the way they normally do. There's got to be something about to come that we just have no clue about. And that would be great. Even if it's some crazy movie announcements like, well, the new director, and we're doing this now, or just something out of the complete left field is what I'm hoping and also guessing is going to happen.
Well, okay, and think about it this way too. Like in 2013 with Metroplex, there was really, really vague rumors that something big was coming along to be revealed at Toy Fair, but nobody came out and said what it was. Some of us guessed it would be some kind of Metroplex.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have any idea that it would be the kind of Metroplex we got, the huge 2-foot tall like Legends playset thing. And if nobody had spilled the beans on Devastator a month or two ago, we would go into Toy Fair this month, and that would show up, and that would be our complete left field surprise, blow us away reveal.
That has
we were
pretty sure Devastator was never going to happen.
Exactly, and basically this would have been that big blow you away reveal, and it got spoiled for us.
Yeah,
Hasbro had this in the works, and it just kind of got screwed up.
The thing is, Hasbro is not a small company. And these big companies like Hasbro and Nintendo and all that, proven when times get tough is when they come back swinging. So it's like, hey, they weren't doing so good for a year or two now. Stand back. They're really going to pull something out of their hat, and it's going to be like, well, what the crap is that?
I would love there to be some interesting surprise at Toy Fair, just because we're going into this knowing a lot of what we should expect out of this. Mm-hmm. And it's cool stuff, and I'm eager to see some of it for real for the first time. I would still like there to be something I don't know about, something to really catch my attention, catch my imagination, and carry us through this weekend and until the toys come out.
Yeah, awesome. Let's leave it there. We'll talk more about it next week.
Okay. Hey, well, Brian, I didn't get a chance to.
Go ahead, Don.
No, I was just going to say, I think what we'll be seeing are some retailer exclusives, maybe recolors of this first wave, like say maybe a
G2 aerial bots,
or just recolors not for the holiday season, but exclusives throughout the year. The first of those.
I think that will be a BotCon thing, not a Toy Fair thing.
I think so.
I think it's going to be a San Diego Comic Con thing.
Or the other. It just depends.
When did we learn about G2 Bruticus, the Amazon G2 Bruticus?
Yeah.
They put out a couple of fairly large box sets last year, so it's entirely possible that we could get a G2 Devastator and a G2 Superion at SDCC.
I love that. Awesome. Yep. Yeah, that would be great. Okay, so let's go ahead and end it there. We still have a few weeks away before we know what's going to happen at Toy Fair. But again, it's our favorite time of the year. It's our biggest event of the year, and it's really a chance for us to geek out. Well, what was it that your tweet said, XV?
If you want to hear a bunch of adults freak out over toys, come join us on February 14th and 15th at tfradio.net/live.
Exactly.
I appreciate our pre-game show we just had. That was like... It was really cool.
Yeah, it was really fun. So we will be back next week. I may have to do some traveling for work, so if so, just watch out.
We have an unusual format show.
Yeah, so don't know yet. Hopefully I won't, but if I do, just keep following us on Facebook at facebook.com/TFRadio and on Twitter at TFRadio, and we will give you some updates. Guys, thank you very much, and that was a lot of fun. We will see you next week. Have a good one.
Everyone, take care.
Junior Mafia.
This has been Radio Free Cybertron. Visit us at tfradio.net for show notes and to subscribe to the podcast. Follow us on Twitter at tfradio for news and updates. Watch our live stream at tfradio.net/live. Join our Facebook fan page at facebook.com/tfradio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, TF Radio Network. Have a question or comment? Leave it on our Facebook fan page or mail it to contact@tfradio.net. This podcast is released under a Creative Commons license. Any part of this podcast can and should be redistributed, but please, proper attribution is required if you know what's good for you.
Transformers. It's better than crack.